Alright, welcome back everyone. Dr. Ben, not a real doctor here, and today we're going to be talking about foot mobility. I'm going to take you through a simple workout that's going to help improve your foot mobility and your foot strength. Now, you're going to do some stuff for the lower legs just because all of that is tied into your feet, and it's also going to make your toes a little bit stronger and more mobile because those are part of your feet too. We're going to start with some stretches, and then we're going to work into a really simple exercise progression that you can do pretty much anytime you want, pretty much anywhere you want. And this is just going to, over time, build a lot more strength in your feet and a lot more mobility in your toes. So before we get started with the actual exercise, we're going to do a little warm-up to build up some mobility in the feet. That way, when we start the exercise, you'll be able to use a larger range of motion than usual and get the muscles to respond better. We're going to start with 3 stretches. The first one is going to be the calf stretch. You're going to need something to prop the ball of your foot up a little bit, and I'm just going to use this little roller here. Okay, we're going to do this real quick because I've covered this in a video before. You can just click the link if you want to go into more detail. So, set up your roller, and you're going to put the ball of your foot on top of the roller here. And now, in order to get your stretch, try and keep your quad relaxed and just walk your off foot forward until you feel the stretch. What you want to do is hold this for a minute on each side. So I would hold this on my right leg for 1 minute, and then I would switch it up and do the same thing on my left side. Okay, on the next stretch, we're going to stretch the top of the foot. Now the way we're going to do this is it's going to be standing, and you're going to put your foot like this. So imagine these are your toes. These are your toes. And you're going to put the top of your foot on the ground just above your toe knuckles. And then you're going to stretch back. So that's going to look like this. If you're really tight, you can start here right next to your foot. Or if you have a little more flexibility, start back here and straighten your leg. Now watch your ankle. You don't want to end up rolling off to the side like that because you're going to miss your stretch. You want to have everything nice and straight. So knee and heel should be in a line. You'll know you're off because you can see here my knee and my heel are not in a line. And this is going to give you a good stretch on the top of your foot up through the front of your shin. Same deal as before, 1 minute each side. So 1 minute on the right leg, 1 minute on the left leg. Okay, last stretch we're going to do is a toe stretch. The only thing you're going to need for this one are your fingers and your foot. So you're going to take your fingers and feed them between your toes. Now, most people are going to have pretty tight feet. They're cramped up in shoes all the time. They've been compressed and all that tissue is compacted and stuck. So go pretty slow on this one. This one you should probably do a lot more than just before this kind of workout. You should do this pretty much whenever you have a chance. So just feed your fingers here in between your toes, and you can even move your foot around a little bit to get stretches in different ways. Flex your toes back, flex them forward, and get those toes used to moving through a range of motion that they don't usually get. Do this for 1 minute on each foot. You can go longer, and I would definitely recommend going longer, but you're probably gonna have to start really slow on this because you're not gonna have very much mobility like this initially. Eventually, you should be able to get your fingers all the way up in between your toes. and it shouldn't be uncomfortable. You shouldn't have to force it. It should be very easy. I still need plenty of work on this, and I do it all the time. So 1 minute each foot. When I'm done with my left foot here, I'm gonna switch over to my right and do the same thing. There you go. And now that we're done with the stretches, let's get into the exercise. Okay, for the exercise progression, we're gonna start from kneeling here. And this is really only one exercise, but we're gonna start it in pieces and then take it all the way up to completion. So step one is gonna be just to get from this position to up onto your toes. Now when you get up here, don't let your toes just relax and hang out. That's really gonna stretch them out. It's gonna be really uncomfortable. What you wanna do is actually engage your toes, and you want to sort of dig your toes into the ground. Okay, that's gonna engage all these muscles and offer some support for the toe joints. So step one, just coming up to get onto active toes. Hang out there for just a second and then back down. Active toes, back down. All right, when you first get started, do about 20 reps of these, and you want to do about 3 sets. Do this for like a week, and that way you get used to the movement, your muscles adjust to flexing like that, because most of us don't really use our toes. We're gonna have to remind our body how to use our toes. And just keep doing this, 20 reps, 3 sets, for about a week. And then we'll take it up to step 2. So step 2 continues past this point, and what you're gonna do with toes still engaged is come up to a kneeling position here and back down. If you want to work on just this, you can do just this section here. But remember, my toes are still engaged. I'm still using them to maintain my balance and my position. Shift your weight back and use your body to lever backwards. And when you come back down, slow and controlled. Okay, same deal, 20 reps, 3 sets. Then you can put them both together. So the full rep, okay, so the final step in this progression is to go all the way up to standing. So we're going to go through the whole range. This is the final rep from kneeling to standing. And then back down. Now remember, this whole time you're keeping your toes engaged, using your toes to maintain your balance. Same deal, 20 reps, 3 sets. Do that for like a week. Build slowly over time, and this will become really natural. It's gonna really increase your foot strength, and it's really gonna increase the mobility in your toes too. All right, so there you go. That's a really simple exercise you can use to really strengthen up your feet. It'll also provide you a lot of extra toe mobility over time. The stretches I showed at the beginning, you can do anytime, especially the one stretching your feet. That's gonna help a lot towards improving toe mobility. Without the toe mobility, you're not gonna be able to build up the toe strength you need to do stuff like this exercise. So if you liked the video, give me that thumbs up. If you know somebody that this will help, please share it. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Do you guys have some sort of toe strengthening exercise or foot strengthening exercise you like? Share in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. Until next time, keep your life in motion.